This story had to be told. The people of South Africa needed to know the circumstances that led to the launch of ANN7. I was contacted by the Indian joint venture partner here, a person called Mr. Lakshmi Goyal. Now, he told me that it's a local family there, that they were Indians and that they were businessmen who were making investments in this project. But did I know about the Guptas? That they were, the Guptas? Absolutely not. I did not know what I was walking into when I accepted the offer and came. And as a matter of fact, I got some very good friends and very senior journalists, broadcast journalists from India to come with me. And I feel very bad for them, because if I had known, I would not have gone to, I wouldn't have got those people in as well. Atul Gupta was a person who was extremely, in his behavior was extremely rough and abrasive. He would go out and is that he never understood anything about television or the technology that goes into it. There was not enough time for the people to train themselves on the system. The technology was there. There are, if you know about broadcast, there are multiple systems that are put in place. It takes about a month to clear the bugs, but that time was never given. There were systems that were hanging. They were, like for instance, a playout system would hang in the middle of a bulletin. He would not know what was happening. So he thought that somebody was sabotaging him, and he would just rush in and abuse everybody in the gallery. He would go out there and hit the person who was sitting in the audio console, things like that, which I thought was very bizarre. I would take him to the side sometimes and tell him, you can't do that. You have an editor here, let him do the work. You got the owner, sit in your cabin, and that's what you're supposed to do. And you'd say, I'm sorry, and I'm diabetic, I shouldn't be doing it, and things like that. And the next day he would come back to the same thing. And, at some point I decided that, this is enough. Verbal abuse, physical abuse, the kind of torture that he put people into, why is that girl sitting like that? Why is that girl going out with that boy at this time? Things like that, which were, quite frankly, none of his business. Well, when I was going, they said that I have a 2-year contract and that I cannot leave. And I said, well, I've been a journalist for 20 years, and when I decide I want to quit an organization, I just go. So then there were threats about how, they would not pay me my salary or the dues and things like that. Then finally they threatened me that, if you go today, we'll pay you till today and that's it. There will be no other payments that are due to you, that will be given to you, and you're supposed to sign this letter and, you can leave there. So I told them quite clearly that I will not sign any document which I do not agree with. You may not think, that you don't have to pay me, but I have recourse to South African courts to go there and seek the money that you owe me and the other conditions. But they were insistent that I sign on a document. They sent their bodyguards after me, and I had to practically run for my life from there. There was an attempt to burgle the hotel room that I was living in. There was an attempt to steal my passport. And in the end, you can imagine, I am diabetic, I am hypertensive, and I was in a very bad state at that time. I had to virtually call my wife, ask her to book a ticket, get into a cab, quickly get to the airport and come back to India from there. And till the time I got here and touched Bombay, I was scared that something could go wrong, because you had the police that was with them. You had the Indian High Commissioner, Virendra Gupta, who was also a very close friend of the Gupta family. And I could go to nobody for help in the end, because I couldn't go to the police, I couldn't go anywhere. I just needed to get to India as soon as possible. And that was a very frightening experience, especially since my health had taken a huge big toll at that time. So there was a first meeting where I was told that you have to go and make a presentation to the president. And I was a little foxed. I was a little confused. So he said that, well, he's the president of the country and there's a new station that's set up. He just wants to know what is happening. But when I went there, I realized that, he was practically one of the investors. I had 3 meetings with him. And the kind of camaraderie that I saw, it was very clear that he was there. His son, of course, was one of the investors, but he was the one who was dictating to us on what the editorial policy would be, about how his rivals should be very subtly handled, and about how within the ANC, the Zuma factor should be highlighted and brought out. So he would sit us down in those meetings and spend, half an hour, 40 minutes telling us about about what to do, which was very bizarre. And then I found out, of course, later on that his son is one of the partners, and he is trying to get the station launched as soon as possible, because through the Zoomer connection, they're going to get money from the various government departments, and that's how the channel was supposed to sustain itself. This story had to be told. I was willing to tell the story 5 years ago when there was much more danger and they were much more powerful. Of course, there were many legal challenges because of which the book couldn't come through. So am I scared that try and hit me? Look, I'm a journalist. I've worked with organizations like Al Jazeera, NDTV, worked in conflict environments. So I'm not really scared for my own safety or my own life. Of course, there could be a threat. They're already in enough trouble. I don't know if they want to get into any more trouble getting after me. But no, quite frankly, the story had to be told. The people of South Africa needed to know the circumstances that led to the launch of ANN7, because the intention was all wrong. It was, the media is supposed to be a big pillar in democracy. It was being abused, it was being misused. They just wanted a propaganda station. So the story had to be told, so that this constant vigil on whoever owns News 7 at any time, that they, follow the best standards of journalism, that they're balanced, that they be neutral, not take sides.